Good afternoon, everyone, once again. Girls, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what did we have in the last lecture? Did we have vertex connectivity and edge connectivity both?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Yes, ma'am. Vertex connectivity.
Now, today we are going to see necessary and sufficient condition. For an edge to be a bridge. Okay, before actually doing the theorem, I will draw two graphs. Okay. So I have drawn two graphs, G1 and G2. Can you tell me the bridges in both the graphs? G1 has any bridge? Any edge if you delete? Do you get the remaining graph disconnected in G1?
No.
Yes.
Who is saying yes? Tell me please which edge you want to delete. I will delete the edge and let us see what happens. Yes. In G1, which edge I should delete? Tell me. Should I delete E1? If I delete E1, is this graph disconnected now?
Yes, ma'am.
Shraddha, is this graph disconnected now?
No.
Then how comes the graph is disconnected? The graph is not disconnected. The remaining graph is not disconnected. Okay? Have you understood it?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and this happens with every edge of G1. Every edge. You delete any edge. Any edge. Is this graph disconnected?
No.
No. Now, is this graph disconnected?
No.
No. Is this graph disconnected? I'm deleting E2 now.
No.
No. So, I'm talking about only one edge at a time, okay? You don't say, ma'am, you delete two edges. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about deletion of only one edge at a time. So, if I delete any particular edge from G1, the remaining graph is not disconnected. So, there is no bridge at all, isn't it? No bridges in G1. Is that okay? That
Yes,
means
ma'am.
you will have to delete more than one edges to get a disconnected graph. That is a different story, but no edge is a bridge. Now what happens in G2? Can you tell me in G2? If I delete F1, is this graph disconnected?
No.
No. If I delete F2, is this graph disconnected?
No.
No. If I delete F4, is this graph
No.
disconnected? No. If I delete F3, what happens?
Disconnected.
Becomes disconnected.
Yes, the graph becomes
Disconnected, ma'am.
disconnected because this particular vertex,
Disconnected.
yes, this particular vertex becomes isolated, isn't it? So what is the difference between E1, E2, E3, E4, F1, F2, F4 and F3? Can you tell me difference between all these edges and difference between F3? Why it happens so?
Because they are a part of the circuit.
Yes, exactly, Maheb, correct. Each of these 7 edges, they are part of some circuit in the graph. Circuit means closed path. Closed path. Okay. Closed path means no repetition of vertices. You start from U1, go to the next vertex, next vertex. So exactly once you are going, okay, no repetition of the vertex, no deletion of the vertex, and you are coming back at U. So this is a closed path. Closed path means starting vertex and terminal vertex are same, and in between the vertices are not repeated. So every edge, even E2, E3, E4, and even this F1, F2, F4, they are part of some cycle in the graph. Do you understand this? Can you see this circuit or cycle? Can you see?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Therefore, these edges are not bridges. But if you observe F3, this edge is not part of any cycle or any circuit in the graph. And therefore, if you remove this edge, the only path that was connecting this component to this component is deleted and the graph becomes disconnected. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this is what we are going to see in the theorem. Okay? यही सब कुछ हम theorem में लिखने वाले, that an edge is a bridge, an edge E is a bridge if and only if it is not part of any cycle in the graph. Okay? So let us write down the theorem. The edge, the statement of the theorem is the edge EI of a graph G is an isthmus isthmus means bridge. Okay, if and only if. So this is if and only if condition. That's why it is called as necessary and sufficient condition. EI does not belong to any circuit in G. Okay, so proof. So first part, what should be our assumption? What should be the assumption? क्या assume करना है और क्या prove करना है girls?
The edge EI is a part of the circuit.
No. The edge EI is a bridge. Okay. We will assume that edge EI is a bridge and we will prove that it does not belong to any circuit in G. And conversely, we will assume that EI does not belong to any circuit in G. Then it is a bridge. Okay. So in the graph G, let the edge EI be an isthmus and U and V be its end vertices. Okay. So I'm considering this graph, some kind of graph we have. See, right now I have drawn a circuit, okay? Because we want to prove that there is no, EI does not belong to circuit, but on contrary, I will assume that there is a circuit. Okay? So later on, you can draw this graph. Later on, I will again draw it. Okay? So I just wanted to show that U and V are the end vertices of EI in the graph. Okay? Is that okay, girls? Now tell me, EI is a bridge. EI is a bridge. So if I delete this EI, what will happen?
The graph becomes disconnected.
Graph becomes disconnected means these two vertices becomes disconnected, right? मैंने edge EI delete कर दी. That means you cannot travel from the vertex U to vertex V, right? There is no other path to travel from U to V. Okay. So if we delete edge EI from G, G minus EI is a disconnected graph, right? It has two components, right? And what can you say about U and V? U and V lie in different components, right? जैसे मैंने पहले ये ग्राफ ड्रॉ किया था, देखो. Suppose ये vertices है 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is edge EI. So right now my U is this, U and V suppose. Okay, U and V. Can you see my graph, girls?
Yes,
Can you see the graph? Now I'm deleting U and V, edge EI. So what happens? If I delete edge EI, what happens? इसके दो components हो गए इस ग्राफ के, हो गए ना?
Yes.
And the two end vertices are in different components. Graph has two components and U and V lie in two components, two different components. Okay? Now we want to prove that EI is not part of any circuit in the graph G. And on contrary, I will assume that EI is a part of some circuit. Do you understand it, girls?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
This is indirect method. You remember in the first semester in logic chapter, we studied indirect method.
Yes, ma'am.
You consider the negation of the conclusion, add it to the premises and bring some contradiction, then argument is valid. Okay, so here also what I want to prove, EI does not belong to any circuit. I will assume the contradiction of this. The negation of this is EI belongs to some circuit. Okay, Yes. So next, to prove that EI does not belong to any circuit in G. On contrary, if possible, assume that EI is in some circuit say gamma in G. Okay. So something like this I will have. U and V. We are assuming that. And this is the circuit gamma. Okay. This is the circuit. So there are different variables you can have, X, Y, Z, etc., etc. Okay. Now I'm assuming, now I'm removing EI. Okay. Now by removing EI, what happens? What happens when you remove EI from G? Tell me. I'm removing EI. Is this graph disconnected?
No, ma'am.
No. Why this happens? Because this is a
Part of circuit.
This is a circuit and there is an alternative path available from U to V. Right? I have this path available to travel from U to V, and therefore U and V are not disconnected. U and V still remain connected through a different path. Right? So now by removing EI from G, the vertices U and V still remain connected through the path, say U, X, Y, Z, V. Isn't it? Which is part of circuit gamma. So you are deleting EI, but the graph is not disconnected. And you are saying EI is a bridge. Isn't it? So what is the contradiction now we are getting? Finished writing this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a contradiction to what? To the assumption. क्या assume किया था आपने? That EI is a bridge. EI को डिलीट करने से ग्राफ डिस्कनेक्टेड होना चाहिए था ना?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And therefore EI does not belong to any circuit. Okay. Have you understood this? P implies
Yes.
Q is equivalent to, or here what, yeah, P implies Q is equivalent to negation Q implies negation P also. That is also there. And indirect method we have used. Okay. So you consider the negation of the conclusion. So Q का negation Q है, and that will bring a contradiction to your assumption. Okay. Now the second part. Conversely, assume that EI does not belong to any circuit EI does not belong to any circuit in G. Okay. And what we want to prove? What we want to prove? Girls, can you hear me? EI does not belong to any circuit in G. Therefore, if U and V are end vertices of EI. So अगर ये end vertices है EI के, and if I'm deleting this edge, what happens now? EI is not part of any cycle. So आपको travel करना है U to V. So there is only one path available, that is the edge EI, and you are breaking that path. So what happens? Can you travel from U to V now?
No.
No. You cannot travel from U to V because the only path available was the edge EI. So if U and V are end vertices of EI, then UEIV is the only path joining U and V. So if we remove EI, what happens? If we remove EI from G, what happens? U and V become disconnected. So when the two vertices are not connected, you are getting one pair of vertices which is not connected. That means graph is also not connected, right? That is the graph is disconnected. Therefore, EI is a bridge. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, similarly, we will have a theorem of cut vertex. So, let us have a quick recap before I state the theorem. We started with walk, path, trail, tour, circuit or cycle, then connected vertices, connected graph, then bridge, cut vertex, edge connectivity, vertex connectivity, bridge theorem now we have done today. Then we will have a cut vertex theorem. Okay. Then we want to do Dijkstra's algorithm. J is silent. Dijkstra's algorithm we want to do for finding shortest path. For finding the shortest path. Okay? This is what is expected from this chapter. So 2 more lectures. That means tomorrow we may finish with Dijkstra's algorithm also, but not very sure. Okay. So now we have to do cut vertex theorem. So let us do that. Write the statement. Yes, write the statement, girls. In a connected graph G, the vertex V is a cut vertex if and only if. So this is again necessary and sufficient condition for a vertex to be cut vertex. If and only if there exist two vertices X and Y in G different from V such that every path joining X and Y passes through V. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
See, for example, if I draw this graph, this is X, this is V, and this is Y, P and Q. Can you tell me different paths? Can you tell me different paths from X to Y? Come on, be quick.
X V
X.
Y.
X, V, Y. This is one path, right? ये जो है आपको दिख रहा है, ये पहला पाथ है. दूसरा, there are many paths available.
X, V, Q, Y.
X, V, Q, Y. Next,
X, P, V, V, Y.
X, P, V, Y. Next, X, P, V, Q, Y. ऐसा भी जा सकते हो ना? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So what
ma'am.
do you observe here? In every path, which vertex is common?
V.
Forget about X and Y because you're traveling from X to Y, so they have to be there. Forget about X, Y, but otherwise, which vertex you find common in all these three?
P,
V.
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 Q.
So do you
V.
no V, only V, common to all.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so every path from X to Y passes through V. If I cut this vertex V, what happens? The graph becomes,
Disconnected.
because I have removed the path which was available to travel from X to Y. This is what we want to prove. Do you understand it, girls?
Yes.
Yes. So do you want to draw this graph? You want to write this? आप ले सकते हो, एग्जाम्पल चाहिए तो आपको. X, V, Y, P and Q. So different paths different paths from x to y. हाँ, पहला पाथ था हमारा x v y, दूसरा है x v q y, x p v y, x p v q y. So v is in every path. Okay, this is what you can observe. Okay. So girls, let us stop here because proof we cannot complete in 5 or 7 minutes. So we will continue proof tomorrow, and after the proof we will start for Dijkstra's algorithm. Okay.